You're not waiting for your dream life. Your dream life is waiting for you. Not years away. Not after the struggle ends. Not when everything finally makes sense. It's here, right now, just tuned to a different frequency. Imagine that for a moment. A version of you already exists, walking through the morning you've always wanted, living the peace you've been chasing, feeling the ease you've been craving. They're not luckier. They're not smarter. They're just tuned into a different broadcast. And that's the secret nobody taught you. You don't chase your dream life, you align with it. We grow up believing success comes from pushing harder, working longer, proving more. But that's a rule from the old world, the mechanical world, where everything is solid and separate, where progress means friction, effort, resistance. The quantum world plays by different rules. Here, everything is energy. Everything vibrates. And everything already exists in a field of infinite possibilities. Right now, there are thousands of versions of you existing as probabilities, each one living out a slightly different timeline. The only thing that decides which one you experience? The frequency you tune to. Let's make it simple. Imagine a giant wall of radio dials. Each dial broadcasts a different version of reality. One station plays frustration, scarcity, exhaustion. Another plays stagnation, safe, familiar, but lifeless. And somewhere, one dial hums with abundance, clarity, freedom, love. That's your dream life station. It's not missing. You're just tuned a few degrees off. And here's the shocking part. Most people never touch their dial. They stay locked on the same station their whole lives, repeating the same loops, complaining about static, not realizing they could simply turn the knob. The universe isn't holding you back. Your settings are. But once you understand the language of the field, everything changes. See, the quantum field, the invisible matrix behind matter, doesn't respond to effort. It responds to vibration. It doesn't mirror what you want. It mirrors what you are. That's the real science of manifestation. Not magic, not wishful thinking, but resonance. When your inner frequency matches the reality you desire, the field reorganizes. Circumstances shift. People appear. Opportunities align. And the life you once dreamed of begins collapsing into your now. It's not because you forced it. It's because you tuned into it. This isn't theory. It's physics. In the quantum realm, particles exist in superposition, multiple states at once, until they're observed. The moment of observation collapses all other possibilities into one. So what does that mean for you? You're the observer. Your focus collapses reality. Your attention decides which version of you steps forward from the field. That's why worry feels so magnetic, because it is. Whatever you give emotional energy to becomes more probable. You think about fear, you collapse a fearful timeline. You think about freedom, you collapse a free one. The field doesn't judge. It reflects. And that's both terrifying and liberating. Because it means you don't have to wait years for the world to change. You can change the world you observe today. The first step? Awareness. Catch the frequency you've been unconsciously broadcasting. Listen to the story running underneath your thoughts. Are you tuned to, it's hard, it never works, maybe someday? Or are you tuned to, I'm aligning, it's unfolding, I'm ready now? That's not blind optimism. That's quantum accuracy. Because in this universe, energy leads, matter follows. You don't manifest through hustle. You manifest through coherence. When your thoughts, emotions, and expectations begin to harmonize, the field can finally lock on to your signal. Think of it like tuning a guitar. If one string is out of key, the song feels wrong. But when every string vibrates in harmony, the sound carries. That's resonance. That's manifestation. And it begins not with struggle, but with awareness. Not with trying to make life happen, but with choosing the frequency where it's already happening. So before you move another inch toward your goals, pause. Feel your current station. Notice the tone of your inner broadcast. Because the truth is breathtakingly simple. You don't attract what you chase. You attract what you broadcast. And once you start broadcasting clarity, gratitude, peace, and certainty, the universe, the field, the fabric of reality itself, will bend to meet your signal. You're not behind. You're just slightly out of tune. Turn the dial. Your dream life has been waiting for you all along. Let's step deeper. Because everything you were taught about how life works was built on the wrong world. The classical world. The world of hard edges, fixed rules, cause and effect. The world that says, if you want to move something, you push it. You hustle. You grind. You earn your way forward. That's the story we inherited from Newton and textbooks. A story of separate objects, solid walls, predictable outcomes. But it's not the full picture. At the deepest level, the universe isn't solid at all. It's vibration. It's energy dancing in endless motion. And that's where the quantum world begins. Here, particles don't sit still waiting for your effort. They shimmer in possibility. They exist in a state scientists call superposition, meaning they're in multiple places, doing multiple things, all at once. Nothing is fixed. Everything is potential. And in that field of potential, reality isn't built by force. It's built by focus. Imagine standing in front of an enormous wall of radio dials. Each one is a different version of your life. Each one hums with its own frequency. One dial plays this struggle station, a life of constant resistance, endless effort, scarcity, and fear. Another plays safe but small, familiar routines, predictable days, muted dreams. And somewhere in the middle of that wall is a quiet, glowing dial. The frequency of your fulfilled, peaceful, abundant life. That version of you is not missing. They exist right now. They're already broadcasting. But your current setting decides which broadcast you hear. You don't change stations by wishing. You change them by tuning. And tuning happens through consciousness. The quantum field, the invisible matrix beneath everything, is like an ocean of possibility. It doesn't respond to words. It responds to coherence, to vibration, to emotion. When your awareness becomes coherent, when thought, feeling, and expectation begin to vibrate together, the field locks on. It mirrors your signal instantly. That's why nothing in your life changes until you do. Because you can't tune into a station you refuse to believe is real. Most people try to build new results with the same old energy. They push harder, force outcomes, make lists, set goals, and burn out. But underneath, their vibration is still humming. It's not working. And the field says, understood. It doesn't punish. It reflects. You can't yell at a country station to play jazz. You have to tune the frequency. That's not philosophy. That's physics. Let's bring this down to the human level. When you're hustling but filled with fear, when you're chasing but doubting, when you're trying but vibrating, it's not here yet. You're telling the field what to mirror, absence. But when you breathe, focus, and align, when your body feels what your mind believes, you shift the frequency, and the universe starts moving pieces you can't even see. People call it luck, coincidence, fate, but it's just quantum order emerging from resonance. Because the field doesn't wait for effort. It responds to energy. Think of the double-slit experiment. Physicists fired tiny particles of light through two openings, expecting them to behave like bullets. But instead, the photons acted like waves, spreading, blending, creating patterns of infinite possibilities. Only when someone observed them did they collapse into one specific pattern. Observation created outcome. So what are you observing in your daily life? What meaning are you assigning? Because every time you focus on something with emotional weight, you're collapsing a potential into a tangible event. Your focus is a command. Your attention is creation. That's why the old paradigm of grinding until you collapse doesn't work anymore. You can't force the quantum field into submission. You have to learn its language. And its language is energy. Its grammar is vibration. Its sentence structure is emotion. When your energy says, I already am, instead of I hope one day, the field responds instantly, not in theory, but in form. You'll start noticing the right people showing up, ideas arriving out of nowhere, opportunities that match your inner tone. And the more you acknowledge them, the louder that station becomes. So here's your challenge for today. Stop pushing the physical and start tuning the invisible. Every thought, every feeling, every word is a frequency adjustment. Ask yourself, does my current state match the reality I want to live? If not, don't panic. Just turn the dial. Breathe. Shift. Recalibrate. Because the truth is simple. You're not building your new reality from scratch. You're remembering how to tune into it. And once you do, you'll realize the version of you who has everything you desire wasn't miles ahead, just one frequency away. So what changes the dial? What moves you from the static of struggle to the clear broadcast of peace, clarity, and abundance? It's not hustle. It's not luck. It's not the number of affirmations you say each morning. It's consciousness. Your focused, coherent awareness. That's the switch. The quantum field doesn't respond to action. It responds to observation. It doesn't create from effort. It mirrors energy. You don't get what you work for. You get what you are. That's the foundation of quantum creation. And it's been proven again and again. Every experiment that studies the smallest building blocks of existence leads to the same unsettling truth. The observer changes the observed. Let's go back to one of the most famous experiments in history, the double-slit experiment. Scientists fired particles of light through two narrow slits, expecting them to hit the wall behind like bullets. Two clean lines of impact. But that's not what happened. When the particles weren't being watched, they acted like waves, interfering with themselves, creating a shimmering pattern of infinite possibilities. Yet the moment the scientists decided to observe which slit each particle went through, the wave collapsed. The particle chose one path. The field of possibilities folded into one single outcome. Observation changed reality. Think about that. Your attention isn't passive. It's creative. You are collapsing potential into matter every moment you look, feel, think, or believe. Now imagine your consciousness as a movie projector. Wherever you point it, that's the reality that lights up on the screen. When you focus on fear, you animate fear. When you focus on joy, you animate joy. The field doesn't argue. It simply reflects the film you're playing. That's why the stories you tell yourself matter. Because every "I can't," every "it never works for me," every "I hope one day" isn't just a thought, it's an energetic instruction. You are instructing the field to mirror that version of you. And the field, precise and neutral, says, okay. So how do you change it? By shifting from reaction to creation. Most people spend their days reacting to problems, to news, to fear, to lack. Their energy is constantly shaped by the outer world. But true creators do the opposite. They let their inner state shape the outer world. That's consciousness in motion. It's not about denying what's happening around you. It's about deciding which frequency inside you gets to lead. Because your consciousness is a command center. It tells the field, this is the version of reality I'm choosing to observe. And once that observation is made with emotional conviction, the field collapses around it. Reality rearranges to match your signal. That's not fantasy, that's physics. Let's make it real. Think of two people standing in the same storm. One says, this rain ruins everything. The other says, this rain nourishes the earth. Same rain, different consciousness, different reality. The first experiences frustration, delay, disappointment. The second feels gratitude, renewal, peace. The storm didn't change. Their frequency did. That's how powerful you are. You are the observer that decides how matter behaves around you. You are the consciousness that shapes probability into experience. But here's the catch. You can't fake the signal. You can't say, I'm abundant, while radiating fear. You can't chant, I'm free, while vibrating in control and doubt. The field reads feeling, not phrases. It mirrors coherence, not contradiction. So if your words say, I have it, but your body says, I don't, the body wins. The vibration wins. The broadcast wins. Because emotion is the amplifier of creation. Here's a simple truth. What you focus on expands. But what you feel while you focus expands even faster. If you think about wealth and feel lack, you create more lack. If you think about love and feel loneliness, you amplify absence. But if you think about possibility and feel gratitude, you accelerate it. You are not a victim of the field. You are its composer. And every note you play with your thoughts and emotions builds the song that becomes your reality. So here's your practice for today. Pause several times throughout the day. Ask yourself, what am I observing right now? Notice the tone of that observation. Is it fear, lack, impatience, or trust, ease, gratitude? Shift consciously. Choose a new perspective. Breathe it in until your body feels it as truth. That's it. That's how you begin to rewrite the signal you're sending to the field. Every shift of consciousness, even 1 degree, collapses a new set of probabilities. So next time you catch yourself worrying, remember, you're not predicting reality. You're programming it. In the next episode, we'll uncover what most people never realize. That the field doesn't care what you want. It responds to what you are. And when your energy says, I don't have it yet, it will keep echoing that back. But when your energy whispers, I already am, the universe has no choice but to agree. Are you ready to change the mirror? Here's the paradox that traps almost everyone. You can want something with all your heart and still push it away with your vibration. Because the universe doesn't listen to your words. It listens to your signal. You can whisper, "I'm ready." But if your energy screams, "I'm afraid it won't happen," the quantum field hears the fear, not the phrase. That's why so many people say, "I've done everything, affirmations, vision boards, mantras, but nothing's changing." It's not because they're doing it wrong. It's because they're doing it from the wrong frequency. Think of the universe as a mirror, not a moral mirror, an energetic one. It doesn't judge. It doesn't reward or punish. It simply reflects what it receives. If you stand before it and say, "I'll smile when the reflection smiles first," you'll be waiting forever. The mirror doesn't move until you do. You can't demand a new reflection from an old vibration. You have to become the new vibration first. Let's test this idea with something practical: money. Say you constantly think, "I need more money." On the surface, that looks logical, even positive. But the emotional frequency underneath that thought is lack. You're observing the version of reality where you don't have enough. And the field, neutral, perfect, obedient, reflects it back. Not enough. Not as punishment, as precision. The same happens in love. You say, "I want a relationship," but your focus is drenched in loneliness. You're not observing love. You're observing its absence. The field doesn't analyze your sentences. It mirrors your state. This is the hidden rule. The universe doesn't respond to what you say. It responds to what you broadcast. That's why people who don't care anymore often see miracles happen. Because when desperation drops, so does resistance. Their energy softens. Their frequency stabilizes. They stop begging the mirror to change and simply radiate calm expectancy. And suddenly, everything they wanted starts reflecting back effortlessly. It's not luck. It's alignment. Imagine your vibration as a song. The universe is the dance floor. When you play the melody of fear, only fearful partners appear. When you play the tune of doubt, you attract hesitation, delay, confusion. But when you change the rhythm, when your heart hums with gratitude, worthiness, peace, the entire dance floor rearranges. The same people, the same places, start moving differently around you. Not because they changed, but because your signal did. Let's go deeper. You are a broadcasting tower of emotion. Every feeling you have, every pulse of fear or joy, sends waves into the field. That field doesn't care about your timeline or your checklist. It doesn't know later or someday. It only mirrors your now. So when you say, "I will be happy when I have that," you delay happiness forever. But when you say, "I'm happy now because I'm aligned with it," you collapse the waiting. That's quantum cause and effect in reverse. Feeling first, reality second. So how do you flip the mirror? You stop trying to change the reflection. You start changing the source. You stop asking, "When will I see it?" and start asking, "What am I seeing right now?" You stop begging the universe for signs and become the sign yourself. You become the embodiment of what you're asking for. Want abundance? Speak, walk, breathe abundance. Want love? Radiate love before it knocks. Want peace? Choose stillness before chaos resolves. When your energy matches your desire, the mirror has no choice but to catch up. Here's a truth few dare to accept. Your outer world is never the cause. It's always the echo. Your job is not to chase the echo. It's to master the tone. The moment your tone changes, the reflection shifts. And yes, sometimes the old reflection lingers for a moment, like an echo that hasn't faded yet. Don't mistake that delay for failure. It's just physics catching up. Hold your frequency steady. Let the field recalibrate. It always does. Here's a simple practice for you today. Notice your dominant vibration. Not your goals, not your words, your feeling tone. What are you broadcasting most of the day? Name it without judgment. This is the vibration of waiting. This is the vibration of stress. Shift it gently. Ask, what would it feel like if this was already solved? Let that feeling wash over you. Even 30 seconds of coherence rewires the signal. Because every time you shift your state, you shift the reflection. The mirror moves when you do. In the next episode, we'll explore the secret ingredient that gives your broadcast its true power: emotion. You'll discover why dry thoughts create static, and why feeling, deep, embodied feeling, is the code that programs the quantum field. Get ready to learn how emotion turns possibility into form. Thoughts are the signal, but emotion, that's the amplifier. You can repeat, "I'm abundant," 1,000 times. But if your body still trembles with worry, the field hears the worry, not the words. The quantum field doesn't speak English or Russian or any language. It speaks vibration, and feeling is vibration in motion. When you think, you send a spark. When you feel, you send a wave. And waves are what shape matter. That's why the most powerful creators don't think about what they want. They feel it. They let gratitude rise before the evidence appears. They breathe peace before the storm clears. They embody the future now. Your emotion is your frequency. It's your broadcast. It's the music the universe dances to. So next time you visualize your dream, don't just see it, feel it. What does it smell like? How does it move through your chest? How light does it make you feel? Because the moment your body believes the future is real, the field agrees, and reality begins to rearrange itself around your new song. We were taught to fight for everything, to grind, to chase, to prove. But in the quantum world, force is noise, and frequency is power. Effort alone can't move energy. Alignment does. Think of rowing a boat against the current. You strain, sweat, and stay in the same place. Then you stop resisting, turn the boat, and the same water that once fought you now carries you forward. That's what happens when you shift from force to frequency. You stop acting from lack and start vibrating as if it's already done. This isn't laziness. It's precision. When your mind, heart, and body broadcast the same tone, the field moves mountains quietly. Force says, "I must make it happen." Frequency says, "It's already unfolding." And the field always listens to the second one. So today, before you push harder, pause. Ask, am I forcing or am I flowing? Because what's aligned doesn't drain you. It fuels you. And when you tune into that state, clarity replaces confusion. Synchronicities replace struggle. And life begins to respond like music meeting its rhythm. You think you're creating with your conscious mind, but that's only 5% of the story. The other 95 lives beneath the surface. Your subconscious, the silent projector behind every scene of your life. It runs the old programs. I'm not ready. I don't deserve it. It's always hard for me. And the field, ever precise, reflects those codes back as reality. Here's the secret. The subconscious doesn't respond to logic. It responds to emotion and repetition. That's why affirmations only work when your body feels them as truth. You can't outthink your subconscious. You have to retrain it. Every morning, every night. Imprint the new signal. See it, feel it, repeat it, until your nervous system accepts it as normal. Because once your subconscious believes, the field follows instantly. That's how athletes win before they play. That's how visionaries see success before it happens. They're not waiting for proof. They're running a new program. You can do the same. Close your eyes. See the version of you who already has it. Breathe until your body believes. Then watch the world rewrite itself around that signal. We've been taught that time moves in a straight line. Past, present, future. One road, one direction. But the quantum field laughs at that idea. Because all versions of you already exist right now. Imagine a vast stadium filled with seats. Each seat is a different timeline. The successful you, the healed you, the fearless you, and the one who never dared to try. You're not walking through time. Time is walking through you. Every time you shift your frequency, you switch seats. You jump timelines. That's why one decision, one realization, can change everything overnight. Not because you worked harder, but because you moved to a different coordinate of reality. So instead of asking, when will it happen? Ask, which version of me already has it? Then think, feel, and act from that version, as if the future has already arrived. That's not pretending. That's precision. Because when your energy matches that timeline, the universe stops being linear. It becomes immediate. It becomes now. You're not chasing your future. You're tuning into it. Right before everything shifts, the world goes quiet. No big signs. No fireworks. Just stillness. That's the moment most people miss. Because they think silence means nothing's happening. But in truth, it means everything is aligning. The field moves first in the unseen. Energy rearranges. Paths open behind the curtain. Then, suddenly, the visible follows. The signs begin softly. A random call. A song with the exact words you needed. A thought that feels electric. These are not coincidences. They're confirmations. Sometimes the signs come as calm. You stop feeling desperate. Because your system already knows. It's done. Other times, the signs arrive as discomfort. Old patterns fall away. People drift out. Doors close. Don't panic. That's not loss, it's clearing. The universe is making space for the frequency you've stepped into. So when things feel strange, uncertain, say to yourself, this is alignment in motion. Because it is. Your signal has been received. Reality is catching up. Stay steady. Stay grateful. The silence is not the end. It's the echo of a new beginning forming. You've waited long enough. The time for preparing is over. This is the moment of activation. You don't need more proof. You don't need another sign. You are the sign. Every cell in your body is an antenna, ready to broadcast a new signal. So stop asking, when will it happen? And start declaring, it's happening through me now. Because the quantum field doesn't respond to hope. It responds to embodiment. When you walk, speak, and breathe, as the version of you who already has it, reality has no choice but to mirror that state. Feel it. Own it. Live it. That's not arrogance. It's alignment. Your dream life isn't somewhere ahead. It's orbiting right here, waiting for your vibration to match its rhythm. So tune in. Drop resistance. Speak with conviction. Move with faith. And watch how fast the world rearranges. You're not asking anymore. You're remembering. You're not chasing anymore. You're becoming. Because the field doesn't give you what you want. It gives you what you are. And now, you are the frequency.